All right, let's talk about eating better. If you've ever felt like you need a science degree just to figure out what's for dinner, you are definitely not alone. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to put together a simple, no-nonsense guide to healthy eating.
I mean, it really can, right? One day kale is a superfood, the next day you hear something else. There's just so much conflicting information out there, it's honestly easy to just throw your hands up and give up. But what if I told you that the real foundation of eating well is actually way, way simpler than you might think?
And this right here is where we're going to start. This quote is just, woo, such a relief. It's not about hunting down some expensive, exotic superfood. Nope. It's all about balance and variety with foods you can literally find in any grocery store.
Okay, so let's get into the fun part. Instead of starting with a long list of things you can't have, we're going to focus on all the good stuff, what to pile onto your plate. This is all about building meals that you actually get excited about.
Just think of your plate like a canvas. The goal here is to make it as colorful and diverse as possible. See, this isn't about restriction, it's about enjoying the huge variety of foods that your body needs to feel its best. And here is the secret weapon, a super simple picture to keep in your head for every single meal. Just try to fill half your plate with fruits and veggies. That's it. Then the other half gets split right down the middle between whole grains and some kind of healthy protein. It's such a powerful visual, and guess what? No calorie counting needed.
So, what does that actually look like? Well, we're talking about things like crunchy salads, sweet berries, and crisp apples. For your grains, think brown rice or a good whole wheat pasta. And for protein, you've got so many choices. Beans, lentils, nuts, fish, skinless chicken. The most important word here, enjoy. This should be delicious.
And of course, we can't forget about what you're drinking. You know, water is always going to be your best friend for staying hydrated. But hey, if you love your coffee or tea, good news. As long as they're unsweetened, they are also fantastic choices.
All right, so we know what to load up on. Now let's talk a little about what to limit. And the focus here isn't about making foods bad or forbidden. It's just about being a little more mindful and making some smart swaps along the way. This list pretty much covers the usual suspects, right? Things like sugary sodas, super salty snacks, and processed meats like bacon or deli meat are things to have, well, less often. Same idea for things like butter and full-fat cheese. It's all about moderation, not elimination.
You want a super easy swap you can make literally today? Here it is. When you're cooking, try reaching for liquid plant-based oils like olive oil or avocado oil instead of solid fats like butter or coconut oil. It's a really small change that actually makes a big difference over time.
Now, most foods are on the enjoy or limit list, but trans fats, they're in a category all by themselves. Avoid. You'll often find these hiding in some store-bought baked goods and commercially fried foods. The thing to look for on the label is partially hydrogenated oils. If you see that, that's your cue to put it back on the shelf. Okay, so knowing what to eat is half the battle. But how do you actually find these foods in the maze of a grocery store? Well, this next part is all about turning you into a food detective by learning how to crack the code of the nutrition label. It really just boils down to 3 quick steps. First, always look at the serving size. All the numbers on that label are based on that specific amount. Second, just glance at the percentages, the percent daily value. And third, use that info to compare the stuff you want to limit, like sodium, unhealthy fats, and added sugars.
So what even is that percent daily value or percent DV? Honestly, just think of it as a quick cheat sheet. Here's the rule of thumb. If a nutrient is 5% or less, that's considered low. If it's 20% or more, that's high. This helps you see in a split second if a food is high in stuff you want to limit, like salt, or high in stuff you want more of, like fiber. Okay, you've navigated the store, you've got your groceries, now it's time to bring it all home. Let's wrap up with a few simple tips for your kitchen that'll help you put all this great knowledge into action. This might be the single most powerful tip of them all. When you cook your own food, you are in the driver's seat. You decide exactly how much salt, sugar, and fat goes into your meal. And it doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. Just cooking at home is a huge win. And here is some really good news, especially for your wallet and your busy schedule. Fresh is not the only way to go. Frozen and canned fruits and veggies are absolutely fantastic, really nutritious options. The only trick is to just glance at the label and make sure there isn't a bunch of extra salt or sugar added in. Here's a super practical little hack, straight from the source.
A lot of the saturated fat in chicken or turkey is found in the skin. So by just taking a second to remove it before you cook, you seriously reduce the fat in your meal. Easy, right?
So, when you boil it all down, this isn't about being on a strict diet or looking for a quick fix. It's about building a pattern, a lifestyle of eating that you can stick with. Every small, smart choice you make, day after day, really does add up. Remember, the goal here is progress, not perfection. And with that, I want to leave you with one final question to chew on. After everything we've talked about today, from building that colorful plate to becoming a label reading pro, what's one healthy meal or new recipe you feel inspired to try this week? Because sometimes taking that first delicious step is the most important one you can make.